Hey Fab Ones, this is Carla Ray, and this is Carla Ray's Reality Check. Check as in check marks the spot where you'll hear the news and my views on that big ass mess we call reality TV. Who's getting checked this week? Why, it's KKTNY. Kourtney and Kim take Manhattan. They're back, and they're bringing their BS with them. They can take Manhattan, but can they please give me back the hour I wasted watching this moronic mess? Krafts Kris Jenner cooked up this crap for an America she was convinced was still in a post-Thanksgiving food coma. Krafts Kris had a conundrum: how to convince America into believing that keep me on my knees Kim was the victim of evil Cro-Magnon Kris and had no other alternative than to kick him to the curb. Did you know that there are some cynical people out there, I see you and you see me too, that dare to think that keep cashing checks Kim and Cro-Magnon's marriage of all of 72 glorious days was for the love of money and was an outright sham? Shut your mouth. It's true, and one of those people was Cro-Magnon Kris himself. What you talking about, Willis? Oh yes, Fab One's America's favorite knuckle-scraping knucklehead found his way over to a lawyer's office through some miracle of God and technology and was like, "You think you gonna serve me, you big booty bitch? I'm gonna serve you," and bam, smack that ass with an annulment. On the grounds of, I believe the legal term is flagratus eferius. Oh yeah, and he once can't keep a man, Kim, to cough up money for his legal fees. Cro-Magnon Kris may not have a brain, but he sure does have a pair. So let's go back to when all this BS began, a mere 8 weeks or so before that fateful day when Kim put the kibosh on her marriage. Fresh from the honeymoon, Kim can't knock the hustle. Kardashian and Cro-Magnon Kris jetted off to New York City in a private jet to meet up with cranky Kourtney and So Over It Scott and their little boys-y adorable Mason. The Kardashian clan occupied 2 stories of the Gansevoort Hotel. We learned that cranky Kourtney has also turned into crunchy granola Kourtney since she had Mason, because her soggy cereal ass has become more aware of her body. Of course, all this back to nature nonsense is basically BS and clearly doesn't include Crunchy's testiculars, which are made of the finest silicone not found in nature. Kourtney and Scott sleep in separate quarters cause back then she couldn't stand him. But it seems that can't keep her legs cold Kourtney got some of that disick after all, cause she's pregnant and Scott is the baby's father. It was announced that Kourtney and Scott are engaged to be married, and their wedding may or may not be televised. Who is Krafts Kris kidding? You know the sponsors of Keep Conning Us All Kim's wedding were up Krafts' ass like a suppository, wanting her, Krafts, to make good on her promise of millions of paying customers. So the sorriest of the sisters will get her trip down the aisle, and Krafts will make sure that it's on every TV from Temecula to Taunton. To the past. This episode was slower than postnasal drip and more annoying. Keeping up appearances, Kim and Cro-Magnon Kris clearly aren't compatible. She's a neat freak and he's a freak minus the neat. Crunchy granola Kourtney has learned how to meditate and do yoga and acts like this is all brand new. You're later than your last period on this Crunchy. Crunchy takes Kim to an Ayurvedic spa where Crunchy gets an oil enema. Let's say all this together. Because she's full of but really because she wants to detoxify her system. If all it took was an oil enema to clean these broads out of our collective consciousness, I'd gladly bend over and take one for the team. Back at the K- compound, Cro-Magnon Kris tells Big Booty Kim and Crunchy this arrow voodoo mess is bogus and that the butthole is a one-way street in Dutyville. Crunchy was like, "You don't know all of the uses and purposes of a booty hole. Like you can talk out of it. I talk out of mine. In fact, I'm talking out of mine right now." Crass Cro-Magnon Kris says, "Hey, I can talk out of mine too," and proceeds to fart, yes, fart, in Crunchy's face. Quite organic. I had to check my channel to make sure I wasn't watching some Johnny Knoxville junk. Then Crunchy springs a greasy leak on Cro-Magnon and Kim's bed. Cro-Magnon is disgusted. Do please. The K-Dashes have been on us for years. Kourtney flees the scene of the crime. Cro-Magnon starts to roughhouse with Kim and then does the unthinkable. Oh my God, he breaks her nail. Kim's like, you ruined my pedicure. Nobody ruins my pedicure. And hauls off and hits Cro-Magnon hard. So hard, in fact, that Dr. Drew, pimpin' pill poppers, pint drinkers, and powder sniffers Pinsky decided to put in his 2 cents and accuse Can't Catch a Break Kim of assault with a deadly pimp hand. Dr. Drew, your seat in the corner is ready. Please take it. Kim, not about to let a messed up toe stop her hoeing, later that evening hightails it to a welcome to New York party that she and Cro-Magnon were obligated, paid, to attend. Cro-Magnon gets all cranky about the party, cause it may cut into his workout time the next day. Kim, all iked up from earlier, was like, Cro-Magnon, you need to fix your face. This party is for me, us. The thing that took the cake for Cro-Magnon was when he was asked to eat the cake for the cameras. Kim was like, eat the cake, eat the cake, Kris. Cro-Magnon got his grown-ass man on and was like, you can take that cake and shove it. The next day at the K- compound, cranky Kourtney, after sloppy drunk Scott kicked her to the curb and left the crib, decided to have a buck-naked yoga session and invited others to show their asses too. When Cro-Magnon entered to find buff black man getting his yoga on, I thought everything was cool. He tells dude, hey, you got a nice ass. I was waiting for him to say, no homo, at which time I would not have waited to punch a hole through my flat screen TV. Then something happened. Cro-Magnon exits and Yoga Man goes to answer the door for some reason and gives Cro-Magnon full frontal phallic. Cro-Magnon was clearly stigmatized by the encounter and goes the off. His no-brainess starts calling Black Yoga Man a Rasta, what? And a stripper, please. And at one point said that if he, Yoga Man, sat his naked ass on their sofa, it better be sprayed with some disinfectant. Keeping it together, Kim was like, hold up, half-wit, you don't talk to people like that. You need to cease and desist with a quickness. Cro-Magnon leaves and goes to a bar where he cries in his cosbassier to a crony and was like, bro, man, I saw the sickest-ish ever. What? Yeah. It was like ridiculous. The stripper dude, ridiculous, that can bend it better than Beckham, the one who pleasured himself like Candy's Real Housewives of Atlanta's birthday party. Dude, I had to get out of there. I kept visualizing all that Willy Wonka chocolate deliciousness. He had nice foreskin, skin. Hey, Cro-Magnon Kris. How you doing? Cro-Magnon Kris, although not ready to call it quits on the marriage, told Kim he couldn't live at the K- compound anymore and needed to go to Minnesota to train. Kim was cool and was like, all right, since you support my career. What career, Kim? I'm going to support yours. We all know how this story ends. The ring clearly didn't mean a thing. And I've been cured of my continuing interest in the K-dashes. Well, Fab Ones, that's it from me for now. This is Carla Ray, and that was your reality check.